Hey, Lawrence. Geralt of Rivia here. I heard from a little birdie named Lawrence that you're having a 38th birthday. Dude, that is awesome. 38 is a good age. I was there once. It was about 150 years ago. Time flies. Anyways, next time I'm passing through Oxenfurt, which I understand is where you're a professor of English, I might just drop in. I love having a pint of mead down at the pub. There's several pubs I know. Any of them will do. Anyways, have a great birthday, Lawrence. I hope it's a good one. And you keep being the best professor you can be. I'll see ya.
All right, my friends, welcome to episode number 208 of Prof and Dev Play Games. I am the Professor Larry at Prof Plays Games on Twitter, and over there is Anthony the Dev at Summer Speak. And right before this intro went live, you heard a wonderful cameo from Doug Cockle, the voice of Geralt of Rivia. Oh. And it was, in Anthony's words, slightly creepy.
Yeah.
Dude, you know that Evo thing where they had Snake talk about some good-ass Tekken?
Yeah.
That was the best advertising for Cameo, because I had never heard of it before. So we went looking for a video, something that we could give my in-laws for their anniversary. It's their 46th wedding anniversary. And found a baseball personality that they like. So paid to have him record a little anniversary message. And then it was like 11 o'clock at night in bed. And I was scrolling through like, who do they have related to video games? Doug Cockle. I have to do this for myself. So that's why it happened.
Do you have to give them the script?
No. I just said, I'm a professor. I guess if I lived in universe, I would probably live in Oxenfurt. So it'd be cool if you mentioned that. Otherwise, I would just love to hear Geralt telling me a birthday message.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's a little better if you close your eyes. Because it's a little creepy staring at you.
Uh-huh. But that was the creepy part. I was like,
yes.
This is weird. This is really weird.
My wife was like, that is seriously the nerdiest thing I've ever seen.
Who else is on there then?
There's a fucking bunch. You can get Commander Shepard, the male Shepard.
Oh, nice. Mark Meer.
Yeah. I don't know about Fem Shep. I didn't look. But, it's for the most part, it's like if you think about like music or sports, it's kind of like people who have moved on past their prime, kind of, I don't know what, not really in the prime right now. And then if you think about kind of smaller market media, like video game voiceover, for example, there's actually quite a bit.
Oh, I can imagine.
People. Yeah. So no Critical Role folk, of course, unless maybe Sam Riegel, but otherwise I didn't see anyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun. So I'm glad I could share that with you for my birthday, folks.
Oh man.
Speaking of my birthday, and September is a good birthday month for both of us.
Yes.
We got a Nintendo Direct this month, which came out of nowhere and fucking rocked, and we're going to talk all about it today.
There's a lot of stuff in it, and a lot of stuff that hit immediately or within the day after.
I seriously came out of my fucking chair, just like pumping my fist for a game that I already own. Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition. Couldn't believe it. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah. And that released that day, didn't it?
It did, yeah. $50 that day.
God.
Yeah, I did not pick it up, but I would like to if I need to play what I have first.
Yeah.
Before I buy a game again. Although I did buy The Witcher again, so whatever. Whatever.
It's not out yet. It's not out.
I know. One more month. So what'd you think? What'd you like?
There was a lot. I mean, the thing that got me to cheer the first immediately was Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I just let out a yes when that got shown. I mean, I was always believed it would come out, but
right.
You never know with Atlas if they're going to do it or not.
It just seemed like low-hanging, niche-y fruit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it didn't sell well because it was a Wii U and also it was a weird fucking title. And it's coming to a Switch, which is great. I'm sure it's going to sell triple what it sold on Wii U.
Oh, I think it will sell really well now if they push up the Persona connection more. Because Persona 5 selling so well.
Right.
And that essentially that whole IP and franchise is really much more popular in the West now. So,
right.
And then Fire Emblem being huge now. Jeez. Like, they can just push this game that angle and just be like, guess what? It's these two worlds combined. Go.
Yeah, it's just going to have to be not so much the strategy combat of Fire Emblem, but otherwise you get Chrom and you get someone else. So, yeah, I'm glad it's coming. Yeah. I wonder if it'll be a full $60 game. Probably.
I would expect that it's going to be a full release.
Man,
honestly, because it's kind of like you say it. I mean, yes, it is a port of the Switch, the Wii U version, but for most people, this is an all new game.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think the only thing they're calling it Encore, but the only thing they added was like an extra song or something.
Yeah, new story elements, new song, new characters.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. So
some extra stuff, but
I remember reading about the game when it first, or around when it came out. People were disappointed that you couldn't play it only on the gamepad. You had to play it on the TV screen. And mainly because people with families were like, I don't want this game on the TV with my kids around. So you can have it totally on your Switch now. So
that's good.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Other game that made me sit up and just cheer was Return of the Obra Dinn.
Oh yeah.
I waited on it. I thought this will probably come to Switch, so I'm going to wait. And now it is coming fall 19, which starts soon. So it looks like a great game. People talked about how much of a great like logic puzzle kind of game it is.
Yeah, I was really happy.
At home on the Switch.
That wasn't any of our predictions, was it? I don't think so.
No.
There was another thing on here that was a prediction.
I think a while ago. You mean from like the beginning of the year?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I said it, but I definitely thought it would come to the Switch. It just seemed like a pretty easy get.
No, the prediction that I expected, that I'm pretty sure one of us predicted, potentially you, was the Super Nintendo game showing up.
Right.
Because that was also huge.
But I wouldn't have predicted dropping 20 at once.
20 games.
Which is awesome, which means to me they're not going to drip feed 3 for another year until they drop the next system. They might be more
did you I saw the thing where they said that they're not going to do monthly game releases anymore.
Right.
They're not just going to be like do that specific cadence. They're just going to release them whenever they're ready to.
Right. Which would be nice if it means more than once a month.
Yeah.
If they mean like once every 3 months, then that kind of sucks.
Yeah. But because they would release, how many did they release usually a month on the NES?
It started with 3 and then eventually it dropped down to 2, although Japan usually got 3 anyway.
Yeah.
So, and they're still going to release some more Nintendo games, they said, but the Nintendo library, I haven't looked at it in a while, but I looked at it when I downloaded the Super Nintendo library, and it's actually a pretty good library with a lot of SP versions, which was fun. I jumped into an SP version of one of the games that I haven't played ever. Fuck, I forgot the name of it. But it drops you off like right at the end, and then you beat it. It's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I beat that game, sort of.
Sort of. But yeah, I actually expect that we'll see any of the things that were on the SNES Classic.
Yeah,
will be coming out in the Super Nintendo Switch Online.
Right.
Pretty quickly, honestly.
Yeah, Super Mario RPG.
Yep. Final Fantasies.
Final Fantasy. That'd be great. Final Fantasy 3 on there.
Yeah, Earthbound, maybe Chrono Trigger. There's just so much they can mine there, and I think any of the ones that they've already done the work on to get on the SNES Classic, they probably are going to bring here over time, probably pretty quickly.
Yeah. God, it's just so nice to have, the virtual console, quote unquote, is getting beefier. And just to drop 20 at once is just like, thank God.
Yeah, no, like
drip feed this stuff.
The Switch, with all of this now, is just an insane console, like for games.
Yeah, you think about the old ports we're getting, plus the NES and Super NES, and then obviously the Switch games. But this is becoming a port machine, and I know some people are upset about that, but they have like Witcher 3, fucking Divinity Original Sin 2, the Assassin's Creed double pack, 4, and Rogue.
Yep.
As long as they run well, I don't need them to look amazing. That's enough for me. That's great.
Yeah, no, you're getting all these games in one place and portable.
Yeah.
And I've had I had a friend up here I was seeing at PAX, and he had lamented over the past year how much he's just kind of fallen out of video games. Like, he's got a computer. He doesn't really want to sit at his computer, and it's just kind of fallen out. But he's like, the thing that has revitalized his love of games is the Switch.
Oh, nice. Because
he can just take it anywhere and play it wherever he is, and it has a bunch of games that he wants to play.
What's he playing lately?
He was actually playing him and his girlfriend were playing the Marvel game that just came out. The
Ultimate Alliance.
Ultimate Alliance. He's been really enjoying the co-op on that. A lot of co-op stuff he likes to play with him and his girlfriend like to play. But then he'll take it. He was looking forward to playing Witcher on it.
Oh,
because
nice.
it's a game he's always wanted to play,
but
he doesn't want to sit his computer to play it. He doesn't have a PS4 yet, only had a PS3. So he was really looking forward to the fact that it was coming out on the Switch and he can finally play it. And he could play it from wherever he's going to be.
That's so interesting to think about people who have never played The Witcher playing now on the Switch for the first time. Like I'm sure, I mean, you've played it, so it'll be a good experience. Good enough, probably.
Oh yeah.
But the resolution or the compromises you're making with the textures and the character models or whatever, I wonder if it will matter at all to someone playing for the first time.
I don't know. The story is so strong in the game, so I bet as long as it stays playable, people will be just fine with it. They just won't be experiencing the most beautiful version of the game.
Right.
But it doesn't really change the story and the characters. So,
right.
And that's honestly the heart of that game.
Right. The best part of it. I don't need... Obviously, we have the different versions for that.
Yeah.
But even looking back, I mean, the graphics were good. Looking back now, it still looks good, but it's more about the art style than about the models, I thought. So,
what else did they announce? Overwatch, the same day as the Witcher.
Right. I'm surprised it's going out the same day. I mean, I don't know. The fall is loaded for the Switch.
Yeah.
But this one leaked out with that
I saw the case, yeah.
Yeah, the case. So it's not surprising. I was thinking, I'll be able to play that at BlizzCon, but well, maybe I still will, but it'll be out before BlizzCon. I'm not sure. It seems really cool to play Overwatch on the go, though. Maybe.
I'm curious. I'm very curious.
Such a good game. I'm curious how it plays.
Yeah. I mean, the art style seems to lend itself to work on the hardware and still run at a good rate.
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to be 30, though. I think they said it's not 60.
Yeah, I don't think so. Because was Overwatch even 60 when it came out? I don't think it was.
On the PC? I thought it was.
I don't know. Remember it ever being a huge... I could be wrong. I just don't remember it being a... Was it a $60 game? It might have been.
Yes, it was.
Probably.
Oh, no. It was 40, then it was 60 if you bought the Ultimate Edition or whatever skins and stuff. Yeah. I bought the $40 version.
What else was in here that was just crazy?
Go
ahead.
There's something interesting with Little Town Hero from Game Freak, which looks like a pretty good RPG, but Toby Fox is doing the music.
I saw that.
And I started digging in a little bit because Toby Fox is Western. I think he's American, or is he from Europe?
Somewhere. Like he is Western, though. He's not Japanese at all.
Right. So him being involved in a Japanese game, I was thinking that's odd. And then I started digging into it more and realized how popular Undertale is in Japan, and how there's an Undertale Symphony tour starting in Japan this week.
Really?
And at the end of the direct, or when it moved into Sakurai's thing with Smash Brothers, there's a costume from Undertale that's being put into Smash Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
So I think in that video he's even playing Smash with Toby Fox, or else he said he had. So it's just like, oh, that's a thing over there. Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was really weird to me. But I mean, weird in a good way, but something unexpected.
I don't know what to think about Little Town Hero. I mean,
I think it looks good.
Yeah, it's coming out. I mean, that's October 16th.
Fucking same time as Witcher.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's all dropping. Because they showed this off last year, I thought.
They did.
They just called it Town. It had no name. I'm just curious on how big of a game it is overall.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just like a small little JRPG side thing? Because, I mean, Game Freak is making Pokemon Sword and Shield at the same time.
Like a month later.
Yeah.
That means that the B team, not in terms of skill level, but just like a smaller team is creating this game. Maybe.
I would expect so.
I don't know if it's probably going to be a $60 release, but if it were like a $40 release, like to have a shorter game might actually be welcome for this fall.
Yeah, no, there's so much.
Oh my God.
What other weird stuff? There was older stuff too that caught me off guard. The Doom 64.
Yeah,
It's
that
like,
was cool.
what? Okay. The
Kinda throwing
Jedi
Nintendo a bone a
Knight
bit.
2.
I've never even heard of that game. Is that a
Oh,
good
the
game?
Jedi Knight 2? Jedi Outcast freaking ruled.
Oh, okay.
It was such a good game back in the day. It's came out of it was on the Quake 3 engine. So it was I think it was like a year and a half after that. I can't remember. Was I in college? We were in college when that came out, I'm pretty sure.
Hey, it looks like a game from that era for sure.
It was so good though, from like it had a pretty cool story, but the lightsaber combat was incredible.
Oh, nice.
Great force power use in that game of like throwing your saber and pulling it back. Like the whole combat in like Jedi combat, it just felt very cinematic.
Do you know who made that game back in the day?
I think Lucas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was an in-house.
Because the direct said something like, thanks to Aspire or whatever. I was
Yeah,
like, who the hell is
Aspire is a porting house, and they like are the company that did a bunch of the ports of like Knights of the Old Republic to iOS and stuff like that.
that? Oh, okay.
So they're just they ported it. I don't know. It's hard to say who has the license to it anymore, but it was published. Oh, developer was developer on 2? Was Raven on 2? Raven.
The ones that are with Call of Duty now?
Yes, Raven Software. They're big FPS-ish people for a long time, and then Vicarious Visions did the console versions.
Oh, okay. So 2 Activision Studios now.
Yep. And then LucasArts was the publisher, and Aspire was the publisher for Mac, PS4, and Switch.
Oh, PS4 and Switch. Oh, this one. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So somehow they got... I mean, right now that means was sitting with LucasArts, which is now Disney. So
Right. So they're just trying to spin out those games, which is great.
Yeah. It's a good one, though. It was unexpected that was coming back at all.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's like this month. It's into this month. I think 24th or something.
Oh, wow.
So it's like cushioned right between Link's Awakening coming out and then Dragon Quest coming out.
Yeah.
This has to be the fall that the Switch just blows up on like just the number of games coming out. Because it is absolutely ridiculous.
Well, it's going to blow up for sure when Pokemon and then the Switch Mini comes out, or what the fuck it's called, Switch Lite.
Oh yeah, they had those at PAX. I got
Switch.
to see those. Not
Did you
hold it,
Oh,
but
okay.
it was behind glass. How
does it look?
Looks fine. It looks like a Switch,
Yeah.
like a little bit smaller, but very noticeable. You look at it and you're like, that's a Switch. Cool.
A D-pad.
Yeah.
I forget how it says it's going to charge. Does it just come with a cable that you plug in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Normal USB-C.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then at the end of the Direct, I was not surprised to see Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition.
Yeah.
Basically the Wii to 3DS, now to Switch. Holdover for people who want Xenoblade on the Switch.
And I definitely will play it this time. Because I had it with you, right? You had it on the Wii U?
I have Xenoblade Chronicles X.
X, not this one.
Right.
This is the one I want to play.
Right.
Because everyone has talked about this one as being, if you liked Final Fantasy 12, you probably are going to really like Xenoblade Chronicles.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It has similar, like, real-time combat.
Well, it seems like that's up your alley then, Mr.
Yeah.
Played 12 how many times?
A lot. I haven't started. I own it for the Switch, but did not start it on the Switch.
Smart. Play some other
Not
games
yet.
first that you never
Yeah,
played.
pretty much. And it sits there. And it's in there. The cart's there, and I can start it any time.
Yeah.
But I don't, because I have other things to play. What else? I mean, they had all the Smash stuff.
But yeah, and they did a really smart thing. They announced Terry Bogard from Fatal Fury's coming, which is a big meh for me, but then they said at the same time, and there's going to be another Fighter's Pass.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, so people can't get too pissed off that this is a character they didn't want, because there's a lot more than just one coming.
Yeah. And then Banjo and Kazooie dropped that day.
Oh, fuck that. Have you played with them yet?
No.
Fun. They're really fun. I didn't play too much, but it was a lot of fun.
So, I mean, this was just a huge day of just Switch stuff. It's just like, what else was it? Like, we've already mentioned the Assassin's Creed stuff. That was coming out 4, and it's somewhat like standalone DLC-ish thing.
Yeah, Freedom Cry, I think it was what it's called. And then with Rogue, too, the double pack.
Yep.
It's pretty cool. Then, there was a free-to-play game they announced, the Kirby... Super Kirby Clash, which I downloaded, haven't started yet, but I hope Nintendo does more things like that, where it's like, hopefully like a solid, fun gameplay thing with their IP, and then you can buy in for more stuff if you want.
Yeah. They announced all the Tetris 99 updates.
Yep.
So when I was up here, my friend's boyfriend was here before PAX and stuff, and he plays a crap ton of Tetris 99. And he gets, is it Tetris Maximus?
Uh-huh.
At least once or twice a day.
Oh my God.
Like, I watched him get it. Like, it's just insane. And he's so good at Tetris.
Like super fast?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Like, to a point where I'm like, I can't even understand what's going on here.
So when he's playing, is he switching who gets his pieces?
Yes.
Okay.
He will, up until it gets too fast,
Yeah.
he will be doing, like a piece is dropping down slowly. He'll be using that time to target someone.
Oh my God, wow. That's so much to think about.
Yeah.
It was like the normal Tetris game, then the meta game of who to attack.
Yep,
Wow.
and he is on that. And then this new mode came out, so you had to be, you had to get Tetris Maximus, and then it unlocks the Invictus. So everyone who's really good gets to play again. He's gotten number 1 in it as well.
Oh my God, what a savant.
I'm just like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, he's kind of insane.
I just want to clarify for the audience that the friend you're talking about is different than the other friend you were talking about.
It's true. Different friend.
Okay.
Completely different. Yes.
Not that it's okay to have a boyfriend and a girlfriend. I just want to be very clear that he's talking about two different people here.
Two different people. So, yeah, they announced that. I haven't downloaded the Daemon X Machina demo that launched.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, new demo for it that actually like does the whole progress carries over into the main game thing.
Nice. I want to check that out.
And that launches on September 13th.
13th, yep.
God.
Friday.
Yeah.
And Dauntless is coming out soonish.
Soon. They had that at PAX.
Nice.
All Dauntless being played at PAX was on Switches.
Oh, okay.
Which is funny. When I game time with company, my company on Friday was playing Dauntless. So really dove into that. It's cool. I mean, it's Monster Hunter kind of. They have their own weapon. They definitely have some unique weapons that change it from that, but it's the same. I don't even know. Do you consider Monster Hunter a genre at this point?
I mean,
kind of.
I would. Yeah.
So it's in that genre of things like fight big monsters, get parts, make better armor to fight bigger monsters.
Yep.
With unique weapons that you can swap out anytime to just change your gameplay.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard to call it a genre because there aren't that many games in the genre besides Monster Hunter. But now we've got Dauntless.
There was a Final Fantasy in it. I have that one.
Was it a mainline one?
No. It was a 3DS one. I can't remember it. I have it though, and it followed the same structure as Monster Hunter on the 3DS, just with a different mechanics for fighting.
Is that the one where you could get like the Samus or Link costume?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it though.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it was effectively the same structure as a Monster Hunter game.
Right.
I don't even know, but yeah, it seems like a genre, and Dauntless is a good version of it. It's
awesome.
It's a lot of fun. It's really fun when you have a full party of 4 people, some friends to play with. It's when it's at its best. So yeah, I mean, they were confident with it since that was all they were showing at PAX.
On Switch, right.
In the Dauntless booth.
Try to put your best foot forward. So if it runs well enough on that, then you can extrapolate and say it's going to be great on other systems. Hopefully. Yeah. At the beginning, after Overwatch, they showed Luigi's Mansion 3, which is a game that I've been looking at from the sidelines because I have one more little a coupon or voucher or whatever. Yeah. I think I want to use it on that one. They showed a bunch. Basically, the way it is, the different levels, the different floors of the mansion are different themes. It's like a Egypt theme or something like that. Looks really good. I'm hoping to see some extended gameplay before I make a decision, but I don't know. I think they're selling me on that game the more I see of it.
Yeah. Because I had the Scream Park mode as well.
Yeah.
The 2 to 8 players, like, arena battling.
Yeah, that looked pretty fun. You can play online with people too, which is good.
Weird.
Oh, yeah. That's why I like it. I mean, obviously it's Luigi, but also it's weird. It's like Nintendo weird, so it sounds like a winner in my book. And the rest was just, there was some smaller games and like a montage they showed, and then, a couple of games I don't really know much about, like Rogue Company or Deadly Premonition 2. I don't really know anything about those.
Trials of Mana.
Right, and that was basically that announced at the E3 and then gone into a little bit more here.
Yeah, they showed. Did they give a release date at E3? Because they gave a release date here.
No, I don't think they did.
April 24th next year.
2020 when Cyberpunk.
Yeah, right around that. I mean,
Cyberpunk.
it's just be honest. There's games all the time now.
Yeah, right.
Which is terrifying whenever you actually make games. It's great, but then you're like, how do you stand out in this just constant stream of really good content?
Right.
Because it never slows down, ever. Because that was the thing with Tokyo Mirage Sessions. It's January 17th.
Right.
Just like, great, we're going to hit the new year, and it's just going to be game after game.
Mm-hmm. It used to be a slow period, but then Capcom started putting out their games in January, Monster Hunter and RE2 and Resident Evil 7.
Yep. Before that was always when Mass Effects came out.
Oh, really?
It was always, first Mass Effect was around Thanksgiving, but Mass Effects 2 and 3 were both in Q1, and they were very successful. And you just start seeing everybody move their games in there. I don't
think
think
there is a crowded calendar for sure.
Yeah.
But then you still have games like Return of the Obra Dinn is a game that stood out, even though it's surrounded by a bunch huge games around it. So I think if your game is good. You get buzz. Yeah. So
it had a very unique and standoutish art style. Like
that's true.
It was very easy, even if someone didn't know anything about the game, they would see the art style and like the logo and be like, "What?" It really good about drawing that intrigue out of like wanting people to ask what it is.
Right.
Which is what you want. You want people to have that initial reaction of at least wanting to find out more.
Right.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. I'm looking forward to so much. And I don't have the budget to buy all of them. God, how do you pick and choose like this?
Well, you get
You buy lots of
vouchers. Vouchers for you get basically $240 worth of games for $160.
There you go.
And that makes it a lot easier. But then when your voucher is done, I don't know what you do.
Yeah.
What'd I get? Link's Awakening, Dragon Quest XI, Fire Emblem, and then whatever the fourth one was going to be.
Luigi, probably.
Probably Luigi, if I were to be honest about it. So, wow. The only thing I was surprised didn't see in the Direct was Crosscode. Still no word about Crosscode.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be coming out this year, but I don't know.
I mean, if they're not showing it at a Direct, I would have a suspicion it's not.
Yeah, me too.
Or it's not ready to be shown, so...
Either way, not good.
Yeah, I mean, whatever, do you know what that was built on? Was that
all I know is it was built on a engine that was hard, they said, impossible to port to the Switch. And then 2 months later, it was like an HTML5 thing.
Right.
I don't know exactly what it was, but that's what I remember reading. And they said it would be impossible to put on the Switch. Then like 2 months later, like, we're coming to Switch. Like, okay. I want to play it, but good luck.
Yeah, no, because it says it's supposed to be sometime in 2019 for PS4, Switch, and Xbox One.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, well, I mean, lots to play until then, so whatever. Speaking of lots to play, have you been playing anything this week?
So the other thing I've been playing, which I realized got right after PAX was done, Triple Triad.
Oh,
also known Final Fantasy VIII.
Fuck the rest of the game. It's a wrapper for.
God, I played a lot of Triple Triad.
It's a card game, right?
It is totally a card game inside the game. It's the mini. It's like the main mini game for the game. It's
like the Gwent before Gwent was a thing.
Yes, I feel like it's a better game than Gwent.
Yeah,
it's a faster game than Gwent. It's just it's simpler, but gets around the same kind of strategic elements going on. Yeah, I love it. So yeah, most of my game time has actually been playing Final Fantasy VIII, introducing myself to that very strange game, because it is a strange game.
Is it strange in terms of story or gameplay?
Story a bit. I mean, it's a Final Fantasy. It has its own quirks on the story side of things. But gameplay-wise, it's very strange. It's so different than 7 ever was, or Final Fantasy's really before it. I mean, it has ATB, so cool, that's a thing. But, I mean, it's the game that doesn't have MP. You draw spells, so your spells are basically items. So you draw spells
them in terms of
from enemies or places in the world. So you're stockpiling up to 99 of any spell of all spells.
Okay.
But the summons are called Guardian Forces, and they're a lot more. They're a lot deeper than just, hey, I'm going to do the summon. You effectively equip the summons to your different characters, and equipping a summon to your character allows you to, they use the term junction, magic to different stats on your character. So you could say, like, I'm going to put Quetzalcoatl on Squall, and then that allows me to junction stuff to his spirit and HP. So then I go and say, well, I have 99 of fire, so I'll put junction fire onto his HP, and he'll get like 300 more HP. So all your pool of spells is also a reservoir to junction into stats on your character, not just base stats. You can junction elemental effects and everything onto your attacks. You can junction stuff to your defenses so you can't be blinded or sleep, or you absorb an element. And Guardian Forces also gain their own levels, and as they gain levels, they get better, and they learn new skills, which allows them to open up more junctioning possibilities, or give you like the mug ability, so you can steal things. Whoever has that Guardian Force or summon. So it's quite a bit more complicated gameplay wise, like from a like min-maxing thing.
Right.
You don't really want to level in the game because everything auto levels to you. To
So you're not really
level.
doing a benefit to yourself
What
at all.
you want to do is you want to fight things that give you AP, which is what progresses your Guardian Forces, but things that do. So you want the most AP for the least amount of experience.
That's such a weird way to.
Is how you break the game.
Wow, that's a weird way to min-max or break the game.
Yeah, so you're trying to find fights, specific areas that do that. But yeah, generally you don't want to just run around grinding.
And is that something that the developers specifically wanted to have happen, or it was a byproduct?
I assume so.
Of their...
I think they wanted something where you didn't have to be like sit there and just grind levels, but there's still grinding in the game because you'll want to grind that AP and you want to grind spells basically. So. Right. Which isn't like going through multiple battles. Like, there's definitely times where I'm like, oh, I'm in this random battle. Oh, what spells can I draw from the enemies? Oh, those spells? Oh, I don't have 99 of those. So I'm just going to sit here. I'm not going to die. I'm just going to stockpile. I'm just going to keep drawing spells. And you usually get between like 3 and 9 per draw. And just do that until I max out and get all my characters stockpiled with those.
That's a weird collectathon.
It is a really weird collect. It's such a different game. And it is like a pile of menus to do all this junctioning and stuff. Menus within menus and layers within layers. But it's fun to like experience again in some ways. A game I really never thought they would be able to get onto modern platforms.
Right, everyone thought the code was gone.
It is gone. This was the PC version, and this wasn't even the PC code. Digital Foundry is pretty sure, I think it was Digital Foundry, they decompiled the PC version.
Dang.
To figure out how to make it run and they basically recoded it.
Right.
Because they just did not have the source code anymore. They had some art, they had the art assets clearly, but they had to like decompile the PC version.
Yeah.
And then they put in new character models, which they are quite a bit cleaner. The one way that you can tell it's the PC version is how characters move. So on the PS1 version, it was after the DualShock controller had come out. Mm-hmm. And so you could either use a D-pad and you'd get 8 direction movement, or you could use a joystick on the DualShock and you'd get free 360 degree movement. Mm-hmm. So it was very smooth. PC version removed when it came out, people didn't really have gamepads on their PCs.
Right, so remove the analog.
So you were moving with arrow keys or WASD, so it was back to 8 movement. And the port has 8 movement.
You can't use the
you can't use
joystick.
Even if you're using the joystick. You can use the joystick, but
it's just eight directions.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that's pretty much, they're like, this is the PC port.
Right. That's the telltale sign.
Yeah.
I mean, it's either that or nothing.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with it.
Like,
I never thought I'd get to see this ever again. Yeah. And so now the Switch has 7, 8, and 9. It has 10, 10.2, 12. I think that's all the Switch has now.
Of the main line. It has a couple
of the main
off.
line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got to be bringing the other ones.
Yeah, I'm curious about 13, because I could see them bringing 13 across.
Wasn't 13 a MMO one?
Mm-mm.
No?
11 and 14 are the MMOs.
11 and 14. Oh, for some reason I thought it was odd ones. 11 and 13. Okay, cool. 13 is Lightning, right?
Yeah, which is another one that I'm like, it's PS3. I feel like they could bring it across to the Switch now and it'd be fine. Maybe I'd give it another go. I really didn't like that one. Like when I'm 20 hours in and being like, I have no clue what's going on. Yeah. Why do I care? Yeah. And then everyone I said like, oh, you just need to play it for like 30 or 40 hours. Then you understand. And I'm like, nope, I'm out.
No, thanks.
That was a little much.
And there are like 2 sequels, right? It's like 13-2, 13-3 or whatever the hell.
Yeah, there was 2 sequels to it. Again, I haven't played any of them. So I could see that those are going to come back at some point. I just feel like Square wants to get their back catalog out a lot now. And then I really expect on the Switch Online SNES, that's why I expect we're going to get older Final Fantasies showing up there. So you would get what were the Super Nintendo Final Fantasies, and I expect potentially
654, or 65 maybe.
Maybe you would get ones that never came out in the US, specifically on the NES, SNES, which eventually they have been brought to the US. Maybe you get those, because I'm pretty sure 2 was still 2, or was 2 4 in the US?
Jeff, I mean, I know that 6 was 3. That's all.
Yeah, I think 2 was 4. Yeah, we hadn't gotten 3 because I played 3 on the DS. And that was a pretty big deal when they put that out. The 3D port of that, and then 5 didn't get released here until there's a PS1 collection of Final Fantasy games that finally put 5 out here, and 5 was the one that had the job system. It's like the first one that Final Fantasy Tactics basically used, built off of and went crazy with. So yeah,
that'd be a nice one to see on Switch too, by the way.
Tactics?
Well, yeah.
I hope, maybe.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's complications to that one. No, probably not. I mean, it came out on iOS, so
yeah.
Just give me War of the Lions on on Switch, please. I'm done. I don't need another game. I'll just play that for the rest of my life.
You heard it here, folks. You're gonna hold them to it when it comes out.
I would. There's so many ways you can play that game.
Right. Kind of endlessly replayable.
A little bit. It's when you want to start doing crazy runs. So, so from all that tangent, I played Final Fantasy VIII. Was the game that I played this. Got it on, came out on the 3rd, and I basically have put an hour, at least an hour into it most nights. Sometimes some more.
See, this week for me, I basically put time into the Super Nintendo, and I played Demon's Crest, actually.
Demon's Crest.
Yeah, so I've never played it before on the Super Nintendo, and when I was reading through the Reddit threads about the Direct, people were freaking out that Demon's Crest was on it because they hadn't played it in a long time and they really loved it. It's by Capcom. It's like an offshoot of Ghouls and Ghosts or Ghosts and Goblins or whatever. And you're playing as a demon, and you start off in this room being followed by this huge like skeletal dragon thing, and you have to attack it and get out of escape the castle, and then you're like roaming through the countryside trying to escape these demons, and you're a demon yourself, and you're like the harbinger of like the end of the world or something like that. So people are trying to kill you, and you're trying to kill the demons. And the gameplay is fun, and man, that rewind function is awesome. I thought it was a little unwieldy at first because you had to hold both triggers, like hold them down till it pops up like frames below your game, and you just go back on the frames. But it actually, once you get the hang of it, it's pretty quick. I kind of like the Mega Man or the Rare Replay, which basically just hold left trigger and it just rewinds, which is the only way that I beat Battletoads. Fuck. But no, I put time into that, and there was something else that I played this week, and I'm blanking on it. Something on Switch. Mario Maker 2.
Nice.
I'm pretty close to the end of the campaign, just kind of cleaning up some of the job postings. There's the board, and they list all these different levels that Nintendo had created, and you get coins for beating them, and you use the coins to continue to build your castle. I think I'm on like 92% complete. So starting to mop that up, and then almost started Fire Emblem because I'm currently not teaching for another 4 weeks. So I'm over that part of my issue. So by next week, I will have put some time into that game.
Nice.
But honestly, spending a lot of time this last week at work and then reading. So not a ton of game time.
But the Switch is nice for when you want some game time. It's there for you. Yeah.
I also played, I think I mentioned earlier, Banjo and Kazooie. Just played a couple rounds with them. And they have some good movement options where you kind of, if you're on one side of the screen, there's I think it's forward B or whatever. It's pretty quickly quick to get to the other side of the screen and kind of close the distance with your
nice.
opponent. Had a couple of good matches with Banjo and Kazooie, so I was really happy to see them in the game finally. Been very excited about that for a very long time. So that was fun.
Nice.
And other than that, that's it. That's all I played.
Well, awesome.
Yeah. Well, that was a rad week with the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, there's a lot, and I feel like this week, well, Daemon Across Ex Machina is this Friday, but I kind of feel like this next week is kind of a quiet time, and then the 20th is going to hit, and then there's just basically stuff every week.
Yep.
For almost the rest of the year.
Well, and it's interesting because the Dragon Quest demo came out, like the 27th is definitely a big day for that game to come out, but we're already playing it, so.
Yeah.
And I don't think either of us are going to get to the point where the demo is going to be done by the time that game comes out.
Probably not. I got a crash. That was fun.
Oh,
they patched it though.
Uh-huh.
I did see that they were actually patching a demo to fix some crashes, but I lost like a half an hour of game. I was like,
sucks.
oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's all fixed now. It updated, so I would expect it's the patch to fix crashes fixes the one I experienced, because that was not a fun experience.
Yeah. No, whenever you lose progress, it's just like
yeah.
I remember it was like 2 years ago or something. It was user error, but I was playing Wolfenstein 2, and I played like an hour and a half, got to like chapter 2 or whatever, and then I don't know what I was doing, but I was trying to like do something with my save file, like open it or copy it or whatever, and I fucking deleted it.
Oh God.
And then I was like, well, fuck, I had to do an hour and a half of that game again, which would have been fine, but I couldn't do it immediately, and I just never got back to it.
Yeah.
So it's a fucking idiot.
Cool.
Oh yeah, that's me, folks. All right, anything else before we sign off?
No, I think that's it.
All right, well, thanks for listening to episode 208 of Prof and Dev Play Games. He is at Summerspeak. I am at Prof Plays Games. If you like our show, please hit us up on Patreon. Search Prof and Dev Play Games. Get your name on the show, get a message on the show, or tell us what we're going to be talking about for the show. That's always fun. And then hit us up on your podcast service of choice. Leave us a rating. Helps with visibility. Lets us know how we're doing. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.
All right. Later, everyone.